Jai Hind friends, let's have a quick revision of Indian war history. In 1947, Pakistani army with its trained tribals attacked JNK. Indian forces thwarted that attack, and at the end of war, we Indians could hold 70% of the JNK. In 1962, Chinese invasion took place. Indian soldiers at front fought till last man, till last bullet, and till last drop of their blood remaining. But unfortunately, we lost Aksai Chin. In 1965, Pakistan attacked in Run of Kutch. Full-fledged war took place. Indian forces shown Pakistan its place in war and defeated badly. Indian Navy was very animated in this war. If you have read Ghazi attack, 1971, most indignified misadventure of Pakistan, Indian forces beat them to dust, took 90,000 prisoners of war, liberated Bangladesh, and most importantly, this was the first instance when Indian Army, Air Force, and Navy fought together with full vigor. And lastly, 1999, Pakistani intrusion took place in Kargil and occupied very strategic position, but combined effort of Indian Army and Air Force beat them out, and so indignified to the part of Pakistan that it disowned its own soldiers. So if we see this Indian war history, one thing is very common every time, that our forces had to join hands and fight together. It's very true then that united we stand and divided we fall. That's why the Indian government has created the office of Chief of Defence Staff and now formed to bring joint commands on geographical theatre. This video titled Joint Command is created by Megha Singh Rathore, and this will give you complete insight in joint command. So let's start. Chief of Defence Staff Office will soon be bringing joint commands of three defense forces, that is Army, Navy, and Air Force, and these will be geographical theatre commands, and these all will be headed by the 3-star officers, and it will begin with an Air Defense Command. Then let's know what are these joint commands. So it's a unified commands in which the resources of all three forces, that is Army, Air Force, and Navy, are unified under a single 3-star commander of a geographical theatre. Here I have used the word geographical theatre. Let's know what the meaning of it is. Geographical theatre means areas important for military events. Now under this theatre comes land, air, and water, whatever which is important to war. Then it means a single military commander will have the resources of the Army, Navy, and Air Force to manage a security threat, whatever if it comes. Next, what is the functions of joint command? The commander of a joint command will have the freedom to train and equip his command at his discretion and looking at the geographical theatre. He will have logistics of all the services at his finger. However, the three forces, that is Army, Air Force, and Navy, will retain their independent identities as well. Means they are not going to be merged together. They will be there will be Army, there will be Indian Air Force, there will be Indian Navy, but in these joint commands, this commander will have the authority to combine everything and train and equip their manpower, resources, everything else. Next, so is there joint commands at present? There are two joint commands as of now. The Andaman and Nicobar Command, that is ANC, and the Strategic Forces Command. So let's see one by one. First, the Andaman and Nicobar Command. It's first and only true tri-service theatre command. Here it's very important that it's a theatre command which is headed by the chiefs of three services in rotation. Means once the Army 3-star officers takes holds, thereafter the turn comes for the Air Force, thereafter the terms come for the Navy. It was created in 2001 to safeguard India's strategic interest in Southeast Asia and the Strait of Malacca. Now the Strait of Malacca is stretch of 890 kilometers. Water adjoining Malay Peninsula, you can see here Malay Peninsula in Malaysia and Sumatra Island in Indonesia. Most importantly, its main shipping channel between Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean, its most significant shipping lane through which world's 60% of trade goes through. Then the Strategic Forces Command, it's a functional tri-service command. Here it's to note that this is not a theatre command, This is not a theater command, this is a functional command responsible for management and administration of tactical and nuclear weapons. It is also called strategic nuclear command, and it forms part of NCA, Nuclear Command Authority, that if the NCA approves the nuclear drop on or hostile nations, so this will be very elemental and this will only do everything, this strategic forces command. It was established in 2003 by Vajpayee government. Then come, what is the structure right now? So in army we have 7 commands, in air force we have 7 commands, in navy we have 3 commands, each headed by 3 staff officers. Army commands are headed by lieutenant generals, air force commands are headed by air marshals, and navy commands are headed by vice admirals, and each of them reports to their mother services, that is army to army, air force to air force, and navy to navy, though these commands are in the same region but they are not located together. So let's have a view that what this proliferation will bring. I have already told you that in army and air force there are 7 commands each. Let's have a view. It's very important to the exam point of view. Northern command of army is there in Udhampur. Army training command is there in Simla. Army western command is there in Chandi Mandir, and army's southwestern command is there in Jaipur. Then you can see here central command of army is there in Lucknow central. Then eastern command of army is there in Kolkata. Let's see about the air force. Western air command is in New Delhi. Southwestern air command is in Gandhinagar, and training command of air force is in Bangalore. Southern command of air force is in Thiruvananthapuram, and maintenance command of air force is in Nagpur, and central command of air force is in Allahabad, and eastern command of air force is in Shillong. Then we will see for the navy that western naval command is in Mumbai, southern naval command is in Kochi, and eastern naval command is in Visakhapatnam. And one more, that theater command which has been created, that Andaman and Nicobar Command, and it's a joint command, that is tri-services command, is there in Port Blair. So after this joint commands will be made, means these all will be merged together, and there will only be 3 theater commands. That first one is Western Theater Command. It will be responsible for the looking after Pakistan and all this western and southwestern and southern commands. Thereafter the other will be Eastern Theater Command, this one, and it will be very elemental in facing the China. Then there comes the Southern Theater Command, and it will be looking after this peninsular India, peninsular portion. Then there will be some functional command. The first will be Integrated Air Defense Command, Strategic Forces Command, Integrated Logistic Command, and Special Forces Command, and Space Command, and another one is Cyber Command. Then why India needs joint commands? I have talked a lot much about this. So the leadership of a joint command has control over more diverse resources, such as, just take the example in a theater command, if a commander, whatever his service is, whether he is from army, air force or navy, when it is required, he will be able to use Indian Air Force fighter jets and can use them whenever it is required. Or if he needs tanks, he can use them. If he needs ships, he can use them. So this means that he will have control over more diverse resources. Another way is the 3 forces will be able to avoid duplication of resources. It is very elemental that if you see the example, Indian Air Force is primarily made for having aircraft, that is fighter transports, helicopters, etc, etc. But in addition with it, or army also has a air wing which has Chetak and Cheetah helicopters. So if these joint commands are being made, we will not have to waste the money about this duplicate services, and means army will not be having this air wing. Means we can at least save our resources over here. Means the duplication of the duplication of the resources will not be there. Then comes the third one, the three forces will know one another better because working together strengthens cohesion in the defense establishment. Then is joint command, which I'm talking about that much, that will it be experiment in India, or is joint command there in some other countries too? So let's see that several major militaries have integrated theater commands. That China has 5 theater commands, that is Eastern, Western, Northern, Southern and Central. Its Western theater command, note it, it's very much important for your exam point of view, is responsible for India. Means China's Western theater command is responsible for India. That other than China, means do any other country also has this? So I will give you example that US has 11 joint commands. It has 4 functional commands, that is cyber, spatial operations, transportation and strategic. Thereafter it has 7 geographical theater commands, that is Africa, Central European, Indo-Pacific, Northern, Southern and space. So here you could see everything about the joint commands, that this China also have it, China also has it, US also has it, is there in UK also, is there in France also. So it is not experiment. India, if it have, it will make the integration among the forces. So this was everything about the joint commands in India. I hope that you have liked this video. Please do share it, and if you have not subscribed to the Royal Education, do subscribe it, and please hit the bell icon so that you can keep getting the updates when I upload. Thanks. Have a nice day.